Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Everyday Carry for the Everyday Guys. So what a week it's been this week with the whole Southwest Holsters announcement, right? Since they've announced their ridiculous sale that's running until the end of this year, where they're discounting their holsters tremendously, I have been inundated with questions about Southwest holsters, how they were able to do it, what they're doing, what's happening, etc., etc. So I'm going to try to address the most common questions I've gotten asked in this video. 90% of them center around weapon-mounted light compatibility. So we're definitely going to be looking at that. Okay, before we get into that, guys, it is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. For those of you who want to get your mother or potentially get your mother a gift, the guys at CHS Guns are running a competition on honey badger knives. So, excuse me. If you want to get the mother of your child, or you want to get your actual mother a really cool EDC Mother's Day gift, head over to their Facebook page, enter the competition. If you're watching some date of release, which is the 9th of May, you can still enter. I believe the competition closes at like 12 o'clock tonight or like tomorrow morning. And the draw is apparently on the 10th. So head over to CHS Guns, give them a follow, do all those nice things, follow their page, and you could get yourself or you could get your mother, or if you are the woman entering this competition, you get yourself a really nice Mother's Day gift. My kind of Mother's Day gift, if you ask me. So, that is that. Let's get into holster chat. So for a lot of this video, I'm going to use this holster. See, it's got no clips on it. This was my EDC holster. I've taken the clips off. It's now become the holster that goes into my Vertex commuter sling backpack, so it's got Velcro on the back of it. I'm just going to use this holster because it stands out and you can see it's got no clips or anything like that. But the first question I really want to answer, guys, is there is going to be no reduction in quality in terms of what you're getting from Southwest holsters. The same high quality holster you got prior to the ridiculous financial announcement is the same high quality holster you're going to get post their financial announcement. Southwest holsters use made in America clips called grip hooks. You probably can't see that too well. They're really cool. They actually form a closed loop. They're not really fakeable. They use 2mm Kydex and they use a vacuum form process. So it is the same holster. There's no difference between the sale price holster and the holsters you bought prior to the sale price. You're just getting it at a ridiculously reduced price. The next thing we're going to talk about is weapon-mounted lights. Now, I have all of the more popular pistol-mountable weapon-mounted lights that's available in this country. The one I don't have is the Claris GL1, but I believe, or I'm told, it shares the same footprint as the OLED PL Mini 2. So when I do the PL Mini 2, that's more than likely what the Claris GL1 is going to fit into the holster like. The rest, I pretty much have all of them. So I'm going to get started with the full-size weapon-mounted lights. Now, I don't have a Surefire X300. I really want a Surefire X300. So the full-size weapon-mounted lights we're going to talk about are the Olight PL Pro and the Olight, the PL2 Boulder. This is the big Boulder. I do know for a fact Southwest holsters don't make a holster for the Streamlight full-size light options. There's no point in even talking about that. And then I am going to be using my training pistol, guys. Not a real pistol, it's a training pistol, so don't freak out. The reason I'm going to do that is because on my actual pistol, I have the Streamlight TLR7A. So I'm not going to unscrew this for this video when I have a training pistol. That is the exact, it's made under license from Glock. It is the exact dimensions of a 19X, which is pretty much the same dimensions of a Glock 19. Okay, let's get into the first light. The Olight Boulder, the PL2, the big one with a laser on the bottom. This, guys, unfortunately, does not fit any Southwest holster. Okay, they don't make a holster for this light. I have gotten questions. It sucks, it's a tough one, but they just don't get enough orders to justify making a holster for this light. So the Olight, the big Boulder, that's what I'm going to call it, the PL2 Boulder, they don't make a holster for that. Now the Olight PL2 Valkyrie, this is the Olight PL Pro, but the PL2 Valkyrie, same story. They do make a holster for this, and it goes in there just perfectly. So you don't have to worry there. No movement in the firearm, no movement in the holster. So if you want one of these, so something like this is currently $750 on Southern Source's website. This is the Viper, and the holster with mag carrier attaches the Rattler. The Vipers are $750 and the Rattlers are 1,119 Rand. The Rattler is what I'm currently running. Let me just get this off. So this is a Rattler. It is a holster and mag carrier attached. That's 1,119 Rand. Okay, so PL Pro, PL2 Valkyrie, good to go. And it's going to fit in there perfectly. Now, what you will notice is the holsters I'm going to show you were designed for a specific light. Those lights are going to fit into the holster perfectly, like no wigglation, nothing. The other lights, there's going to be a little wiggle movement. What I've discovered is that once you put your belt on and it applies a bit more pressure, that wiggle movement goes away, and I've never really had an issue with it. It's not like the firearm is wiggling so much in the holster that it's going to sit sideways like that. It's like 2 millimeter movement. But I can bear with that because the holster theoretically wasn't designed for that light. Okay, so let's go to this is actually their Boulder Mini holster, right? The Olight Boulder Mini. This is the small Olight with the light laser combination. Okay, this is going to fit into here like a champ. Virtually no movement in it. Solid retention. Clicks in there beautifully. Okay, so Olight Boulder Mini, you are good to go. Now, Olight PL Mini 2. I don't know, this isn't my favorite light. I just never took to this light. I just thought it was more of a subcompact pistol light. A lot of people are running on their compact pistol because it's the only thing that we get here. Yeah, I'm not the world's biggest fan, but this will go in there just perfectly. You're going to have a little less of a retentive click, but you're going to get more of a friction-based retention, but it's going to go in there fine. How can I show this? Little bit of wigglation, but guys, again, it's nothing to be stressed out about. It's not going to mess with your draw stroke, or at least it's never messed with mine. Okay, that is the PL Mini 2. Now, the Olight PL Mini Original, guys, if you have one of these, don't get rid of it. This, for me, is the best of all Olight's PL Minis, as far as I'm concerned. I think the PL Mini Original was the bee's knees as far as Olight's PL Minis. This will also go in there just perfectly. Again, maybe a little bit more wigglation, as you can see there. But once you tighten your belt, so if I apply pressure inwardsly with my fingers, as you can see there, it tightens down. Now onto the lesser known lights here in South Africa. One is the Trustfire GM23. Now this is a light that I didn't really take to, and you'll see why. I believe it's a 600 lumen light. I've let the battery run down on this. This is more for your subcompact. Okay, I don't have a subcompact pistol, so didn't really work for me. I mean, if you like it, it's cool. That will go in. Again, you're going to get about the same wigglation that you get out of the original PL Mini, but you're not going to, your firearm's not going to go flying out of your holster, and you are going to get a more friction-based retention than a click retention. The PowerTac Mark Mini, this is a light I really took to. I really like this light because while it's 500 lumens, it's 22,000 candela, right? So you're getting a really intense hotspot, and I just feel, if I can just get this guy on, I just feel the build quality was superior. After a bit of fiddlation, I got it on. It's just really tight. It's a really tightly built thing. There's not a lot of like movement in the parts. It's just like a really solidly built thing. Anyway, this will go in there. Again, you're going to get a bit of wigglation. Not the end of the world. I actually ran this light in this holster, and I EDC'd it for quite a while. I did a few courses with it. I never had a problem. You're going to get more of a click retention on this one. just because of the way the QD mount is made versus some of the other lights. So you're going to get more of a click retention, and it does hold that guy in there just perfectly. But you are also going to have a bit more movement when the firearm isn't mounted on your belt. And then lastly, or second lastly, the Trustfire GM21, another light. This light I actually thought was quite cool, to be honest with you. It's very, very similar to the Olight PL Mini in its design, except it's a press in button. The battery also run out on this one. And I thought this was a really cool design. This does also go in there, and this is going to be more friction based retention, and you're going to get slightly less movement in it than you're going to get off the GM23 and the Power Tac. And then guys, lastly, my EDC, the Streamlight TLR7A. It's going to fit in there really nicely. You're going to have, it's going to be more of a friction-based retention, a little movement, tiny bit of movement, but not a lot, and you're going to be good to go. I'm actually running, my EDC is one of those rattlers, very fancy one, with my TLR7A. Guys, those are the lights. They do all fit. Whether or not you want to run a particular light in a holster, understand you're going to have a little bit of wiggling if it's not the holster designed for that light, but you can definitely run it. One of the things you can do is these spacers, they're at any hardware store, they're like 20 bucks, super cheap. Just get smaller ones. Maybe a better example. Those spacers, you see that there's a set of spacers there and a set of spacers there. Get smaller ones and you will more than likely get the retention you want. I like enough retention to where the fire doesn't fall out of the holster, but not so much that I have to really grab and pull on that sucker. I like just enough. What they're going to do, I don't know if James done it already, but on his website, he is going to add a link or a drop-down menu for all these different kinds of lights. And remember the Claris GL1, I think it will work, but I can't guarantee. But people have told me it shares the same footprint as the PL Mini 2, which means it will work. Go into buying one of these holsters, understanding that the advantage is you're buying one holster and you can like switch it out for any freaking subcompact light. We don't, the Streamlight for me is the darkness right now in this country. I think Streamlight, well, not I think, I'm highly confident Streamlight in terms of the mini or compact weapon mounted light. This is the business. That's pretty much why I'm running it. This is the A version with the longest, with the switches that work. So yeah, Streamlight TLR7A. It's available through SA Tactical Institute if you are interested. I don't have of the SC series from Surefire because I don't even know if you can get it in the country. And chances are if you have that light, you probably have a holster for it already. So I can't really tell you whether or not it'll fit. Left-handed guys, I believe it is something he's working on, but those molds are ultra expensive and they are original to him. This is an original Southwest holster design. It's not a copy of anybody else's design. It's a hand-drawn design. Yeah, I probably took design cues from some of the world's best holster manufacturers, but this is something that James drew with his own hands. So it does take a bit of bucks to make these holsters, these molds from what I've been told, and he simply hasn't gotten enough left-handed orders. It's economics, guys. It is what it is. I mean, it's economics that led him to be able to do the sales that he's doing. So guys, I hope I've answered all of your questions. As far as I know, those are the major weapon-mounted lights, the mini or compact weapon-mounted lights available in the country. And pretty much the only full-size weapon-mounted light people are buying here is the Olight PL Pro. But the Surefire X300 there, I believe that a Surefire dealer has now gotten into the country. So I'm going to do my absolute best to get myself a Surefire X300, put it through its paces, and show you guys what that's like. I have to be honest, since I've got the Streamlight, I mean, it's a freaking good light, and Surefire and Streamlight is on par, if not Surefire being even better. So it's nice that they are finally here in a larger capacity. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This was just informational because I got so many questions. Now you guys know what works with what. I will see you guys in the week for a vlog. Have a good week. Be safe, train hard. Cheers. God bless.